All right, here's the 4.2 homework solutions, our rules for exponents. As always, if this doesn't help, feel free to ask in class. So number 8, I see that I've got r squared s times negative 3rs cubed times 2rs, so I'm going to do the first two pieces first. I know that if I don't see an exponent, I can imply that the exponent is 1. And so negative 3 times 1 gets me my negative 3. R squared times r to the first, 2 plus 1 gets me r cubed. And then s to the first times s cubed gets me s to the fourth. Multiply now by my 2rs, so negative 3 and 2 gets me negative 6. I know that rs with the 2 both have exponents 1, so r cubed times r to the first, 3 plus 1 gets me 4. 4 plus 1 gets me 5 for s, and I've got my answer. Number 12, I can see that my value is being raised to an even exponent, so I know I'm going to have a positive final answer. Negative 1 to the fourth is just 1. And now is when I'm going to multiply my exponents. So 2 times 4 is going to get me x to the 8th. 1 times 4, y to the 4th. 3 times 4, z to the 12th. 15, I've got to take care of my exponents first. So z squared cubed, or in other words, 2 times 3 gets me, s to the 6th. And then t to the first cubed, 1 times 3, t to the third. Similarly, s to the first squared, 1 times 2 gets me s squared, 3 t cubed, 3 times 2 gets me t to the 6th. And now I'm going to finish by adding my exponents. 6 plus 2 gets me s to the 8th, 3 plus 6 gets me 9. 19, I have to do some distribution. So rs squared times r squared gets me r cubed s squared, rs squared times negative 2rs, negative 2r cubed s cubed, rs squared minus s squared, rs to the fourth. Similarly, p squared q cubed times p squared gets me p to the fourth q cubed. P squared q cubed minus 4pq multiplied together gets me minus 4p squared q to the fourth. Now our rules for these last few don't change, we've just got to use like terms. So I know that I'm going to add my two exponents together, so n plus n is 2n, negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and that's why my final answer is z to the 2n. 22, same thing. There is no like term for k. 4 minus 4 is 0, so I get t to the k. 23, I'm going to multiply my first two terms together. So m minus 1 plus 1 gets me x to the m, and then m plus m gets me x to the 2m. 24, I'm going to multiply my first two terms together, which means I'm going to add their exponents. So p plus p gets me 2p. There is no like term for 2, so 2p plus 2 is my exponent. Now I multiply my final two pieces. 2p plus p is 3p. 2 minus 2 is 0. And finally, I do some distribution following these same rules. So t times t to the n minus 1. 1 plus 1 gets me 0. N has no like term. T times t to the n, well, 1 and n are not like terms, so I get t to the n plus 1. And then finally, t times n plus 1 gets me t to the n plus 2, since 1 plus 1 is 2. And finally, I distribute p to the n to p to the m minus n plus 1. So I see that n minus n is 0, leaving me with p to the m plus 1. Distribute, similar things happen. N minus n gets me 0, leaves me with p to the m, and I've got my final answer. Hopefully this helps. If you're still having trouble, feel free to ask in class.